And hello, everyone, and welcome again to Axanar Confidential Friday night. And this is Alec, and we just did our Nerdcasters. Let me get rid of that echo. And we just finished Nerdcasters, which was great. We did, God, we were well over, I think, 32 or 3,500 people viewing. So that was awesome. That was unexpected, and it took off right away. So we're real excited about that. Here we have a nice, modest 54 watching. Hey, everyone out there, and let me guys seeing all the regulars, Adega, Silver Bullet. How are you guys? Bluntman, Eccleston, Angel, Val. How you doing? It's good to see you there. And JFM. Remind me what that stands for, because I was trying to remember the other day, and I knew it meant something, but I don't remember what it was. Something military. Troy, how you doing? Troy says, hey, Alec, Dozer's settling in with us. He loves his new home and our bed. Well, congratulations. That's Troy's new dog. They went to a rescue for a dog, as everyone should. You never buy a dog. You always go to a rescue or a shelter and adopt one, because if you buy a dog, that means another dog is going to die. Okay, so never buy a pet. They get them from puppy mills. It's just horrendous. If you knew how it's worse than veal. If you understand veal, it's worse. It's just horrendous. Dave G Sound, how you doing? Everyone, it looks like we've got everyone here. Trey McElween is in the house. How you doing, Trey? Perry Ford, greetings from a Patreon in God-forsaken Odessa, Texas. I have been through Odessa, Texas, and it is God-forsaken, Perry. So thank you. Hello from Brazil, huh? Mundo Gamer, hey, how are you? PS4, hey. Mundo, good to see you. Necroglobule, Joel on true to you as well, sir. Monday. Oh, yeah, it's Monday. Did I say it was Friday? Oh. We've been going a mile a minute the last few days, but today especially, out of control. And I've got a splitting headache, and I really wanted to lie down in bed and pass out. But no, I'm here for you guys, because you guys are worth it. So Mundo is from Rio. Mundo, I was in Rio in 1975. So yes, I've been there. I was violently ill when I got there, but got better. Had Montezuma's revenge. Stayed at the Copacabana on Copacabana Plaza. Is it right out there on the beach? Great hotel. So anyway, that's great. That was a lot of fun. I went to Rio and Buenos Aires on that trip. I was 15 at the time. And Michael Weir was born in Midland, Texas. Sorry to hear that, Michael, but you seem to have overcome it. Yes, our Patreon campaign. Please, Aries Studios, if you can help and donate to the Patreon campaign, we would appreciate it greatly. That's how we support the studio. So thank you very much. Now Rio is becoming cold. No beach now. Oh yeah, because that's right. Because you're going into winter. We're going into summer. You're going to winter. Justvers, konnichiwa. How are you there? Let's see. No, we will not get a scene. JFM says, JFM, remind me what your name stands for. That we will not get the scene. There's a scene in the script where Garth and Karn meet, and it's kind of sad that we will never get to film that scene, right? But Richard Hatch may well show up in the next 2 episodes of Axanar. That's the second big hint I've given out tonight. Yeah, there's another scene we're going to film that has something to do with another major character. So I hope you're all doing great. What's new? What's interesting? What's going on in the world of Star Trek? Have you all caught up on Discovery? I have caught up to episode 10. On episode 10. I saw, so I have to see episode 11. And I'll get that. Necroglobule, Garth and Karn meeting face to face would have been epic. I know Richard would have brought out the best in you as an actor. Thank you. He would have, because he was my acting coach to begin with, and one of 3. But obviously my favorite. Yes, thank you about the Patreon supports. It supports Aries Studios. Okay, it supports Axanar in that if I'm putting my money into Aries Studios, I'm not putting it into Axanar. Okay, there's only so much money to go around. So yes, it supports Axanar as well. And Gwinnett County School Systems, where we just finished our 5th student film over the past year. So please donate if you can become a patron. $2, $5, $10, $20 a month. We just shipped out the patches for those De Medici level donors. We shipped out a bunch of patches. The Aries Studios patch, the USS Aries construction team patch. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to keep yawning because I'm exhausted. Let's see. What else did you guys have? Jeff Fagan says, "Hey Alex, it's Alec. Just want to say your last live stream with the creators of the Ghost Ship was great. You guys have really inspired me to try and make a fan film. I'm fantastic. I'm excited about that. Thank you." You don't watch. You listen. I've told you guys a gazillion times. I'm not a Discovery hater. Yes, season 1 was bad. Anything Klingon was atrocious. The production design was just hideous. Season 2 is pretty good. You know, I still hate the fact that they're trying to tell us it's in the original timeline. I hate that. Whatever the hell the prime timeline is, I don't know. Yeah, season 2. I would urge you to watch it one way or another. Let's see. Oh, okay. Forrest Scott is Doug McClanahan. Good to know. Dave G. Sound hits us with his first $5 super chat. Alec, get rest and recovery, man. We love this. Thank you. Thank you. It's going to be a short one tonight. No more than an hour, okay? And maybe less. Because we've been just busting our asses here. We've got 2 foster dogs in addition to our 3 little ones. Of course, Caramel keeps getting bigger and bigger. Maybe I can get Crystal to bring her down. Let's see. I'm going to text her and let's see if she let's see. I'm going to ask Crystal to bring down Caramel. Show off to you guys. So Dave G. Sound, thank you very much for your super chat. Yeah, I'm sorry. I've been yawning all night because I need some sleep. Yep, Jay from Necrogobule hits it right. Good. John Tesler says, "Hey, Alec, the Nerdcasters podcast was great. I'm glad you enjoyed it." Yeah, we're having a lot of fun with that. That's really going well. And here's Stogie. Stogie just stepped into the room. Stogie is, of course, my producer, who's working right now on editing the next week's video. You want to say hi, Stogie?
Hey, guys.
Everyone see, there's Stogie over there.
Making a hole so the puppy can actually get in here.
Oh, okay. So we're going to bring Caramel for her close up. Michael Weir hits us with a $50 super chat. As always, Michael, you are amazing. We need a higher Patreon level, Alec. Hey, Alec, hope you love the pick. Hey, Michael. Okay, what's that level? What is that higher level? 50, 100? And we're gonna have to do something special for you guys. Oh, and here comes. Everyone knows. Here comes my two girls, my 2 favorite girls. All right, there she is. There's Crystal. Look how big Caramel is. She's so. Oh, hey, sweetie. Mwah. This is Caramel. Oh my God! As you all know, you all saw pictures of her as a puppy. But here she is, and she's. Look how long she. I'm gonna hold her up. Look how long she is. Oh my God. She's taking my earphones out. So she's doing great. She's getting lots of love and attention from Crystal and from Stogie. Stogie's here for 2 weeks, actually, if you guys didn't know. Stogie's here for 2 weeks. Mwah! And you're so good. And she's Caramel's gotten really good. She doesn't chew on everything anymore. You can actually hold her without her chewing on you. And she's looking over at Stogie. What is Stogie bringing in? Huh?
Chew toys? Nope.
No, not for chewing. So remember, guys, this is little Caramel, who is like this big, right? you remember? I'll pop up the photo of her from when she and the other three. I actually have the ashes of the other three who all passed away up in my office, and we're gonna find a really good home for Caramel. If Caramel stayed this size, we would probably keep her, but we have a hard enough time with 3 little dogs. Adding Caramel will be how big do you think Caramel is going to be?
She could be 65 plus.
I keep telling him 75, 80 because if she's anything like my doggy.
Yeah, and so everyone says, is she a lab, right? But Crystal, explain what. Yeah, let me open this up a little, and you can talk a little bit about. Oh,
you killed it.
That's just the monitor, so it's still going out. Explain a little bit about what you think. What do you think? Let's see. Here we go. I'll hold. I'll hold it.
Hey guys. So here's Caramel. When she was turned over to the shelter at about 4 weeks, she was what, 2 pounds?
You said 2.5,
give or
3.
take. When they originally got her, when we picked her up, she was about 8 pounds. Now she's about 15 pounds and growing.
Was she 8 when we got her?
She
was 11.
8. She wasn't up there yet. She's still fitting in the small carry case. Well, she did at one point. She got to 11 in no time. One thing we did notice, she has incredibly webbed feet. They are super webbed even for normal water dogs. So, and then as you can see her face, her ears, and her size lead me to believe she's some sort of hound as well. So my guess is a water dog hound mix. Hi. Mwah, love you.
I know, yeah, and everyone's commenting about how big she's gotten. Of course, yeah, she's gotten really big, and she's really long. You just look at her, how long her legs are. I mean, she's got these incredibly long legs, right? I mean, she's
so good about getting manhandled now.
Oh yeah, she's great. She's just if anyone wants to adopt a dog, there would be nothing would make me happier than for Caramel to go to an Axanar fan, and we will listen. I don't care where you are. If you want Caramel, we will personally deliver her to you. Okay. She looks like blonde Porthos. Yes, she does, doesn't she?
She looks like a beagle right now.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe she'll pop up in Axanar somewhere. We're gonna have to photograph her now before she gets too big.
Her sleeping quarters aren't that big.
So Jeff Peterson, $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate it. Always ask a question when you. What's up, sweetie? Okay.
They are, incredibly webbed paws. People are asking. Very webbed. Absolutely a water dog mixed with something else, and part of it is we have pictures of what her siblings looked like before we lost them. They all look a little bit different from her. They have different coloring and nothing like what you would see in a lab. So it's a reflex to see a dog that looks like this and go lab. But her litter, those litter mates didn't look anything like her. They had darker coloring on the top, like a very mixed.
They were all different colors. Yeah, she's the lightest.
And not like a lab, not like you get different colors of flavors with the lab. That's my finger. So it's actually a bit of a mystery, and Alec has been batting around the idea of getting a genetic test on her just to know.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun because I really think we'd like to know what she is. And Troy Light just adopted a rescue. We're very proud of Troy for doing that. His dozer is a lab mix. He's almost 100 pounds. Oh my God, that's a big dog. I'm just flubbered. What? Yeah. I love you too, sweetie. Herb Bluntman changed the subject, says, I watched The Way to Eden over the weekend. How do you feel about that episode? Kind of cheesy. It's got a tale to tell, which was interesting, as all good Star Trek episodes do. So that's interesting. But overall, not a big fan. Trey McElwain, who is Axanar Comics, as you know, who is a vet tech and a big dog lover. Can you say anything to the Admiral that will be replacing Ramirez? And can you say if we have cast him yet? So no, we have not cast him, although I have asked a few actors. Oh, how old is but anyway, he is an Andorian. It is an Andorian admiral that takes over when Admiral Ramirez. We're not going to tell you too much, but let's just say, it's really interesting. I think we handle it really well, and so there you go.
For people asking, she's between 3 and 4 months.
There you go. Michael Escars is asking how old is Caramel. Are there going to be plastic models for sale? Stay tuned. I think someone is making those. What else we got? Yes, everyone wants. Yes, so Garth's dog. Yes, it is an Andorian, and the general is an Andorian, and right now it's a he. That certainly could change, but yeah, no, it's not Shran. But yes. So okay, well, I'm gonna bye, my puppy. Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna send my girls away now, and we're gonna talk some more. So there you can see how just how freaking big Caramel has gotten over the past. I mean, you remember the photos? Let me see if I can pull up that photo here and show you. Let's see. Oh yeah, which one is Caramel? I think. I think this was Caramel. Oops. Here you go. I'm just gonna put this. Here's Caramel as a pup. I'll just put that in there, and give you guys a look. Put it over the patch there. So yeah, that's Caramel when she was a little puppy. Okay, and we've got some. Let me just go through the questions. Because we're going to talk about the plexis for sale. Any chance I can write a script for you as a sequel to Axanar? Yes, you can certainly write something and send it to us. We'd love to see what you write. Do it as a short story, right? I think that's the best thing for people to do. Charles Napier was great as Adam. Yes, he was great. Was Napier Adam? Napier wasn't the lead character. Napier was the second guy there. All right. Travis, how are you? Okay. Yeah, do it as a short story. Okay, so here's what we're going to start selling. And we're either going to put these up for sale. We might do them on eBay. We might do them. This is all... Now... we're selling these plexis and raising money to pay the bill. The bill finally came in for the plexis for the bridge. So here's what we got. And you guys take a look at these. This is one of the small plexis, which is the one for the communications, which is very cool. These are the 1/4-inch plexi. They're milk on the back. They're printed on the front. They're very, very cool. That's one. Now we've got the set. Here's the set that you've seen for years, which is. Can you get that over here? Yeah. So it is. These are. Is this a set of two, or is this a set? There's two different ones here.
They can go by one, or they can go as a pair.
Yeah, and it is basically, and these are the original ones, which were two layers of plexi, a layer of translucent plexi, and then a translite, or we call them translites, or mylar film, right? And of course, this was our test one. So all it says is button on it, right? It's kind of funny. But we have two of those.
This second one is significantly more interesting.
Yeah, this is the better one, right? This is the better one. So this actually has the Aries on it, has some other things on it, right? Now, notice how glary it is? Yeah. Why? That's because of the way it was done. It's 3 layers of plex. You can see here. Let me see if I can get it here. See, layer of plex, mylar, layer of clear plex. So that's a set that was at the communication station.
180 for the set, or 100 each?
Yeah. Oh no. For those, those are good. Those we're gonna sell those cheaper. If you're interested in those, let me know. Those are the cheap ones, right? Because they're not, let's face it, they're not quite as cool as the ones that we're going to start showing you. So now we're going to start showing you the plexis, and these are pretty cool. That's not the best one to show. Let's show. Here we go. Let's see this. Woohoo! Oh,
Still has the paper on it.
Still has the paper on it. That's. I mean, we haven't even used this one. I can see it from the back, but this is a really nice one. Let's show some of these. So what we're doing is we're going to take these plexis, and we're going to sell these, and all the money from these plexis goes to pay for the bill for the plexis for the bridge. So you'll be able to actually get a piece of the bridge. Let me open this up. And I think these are the same. I think the test ones were the same. Here's a great one. All right, so now you'll notice one of the reasons we're selling this is it's a great graphic, but you'll notice the glare. Right, that's because they were printed on the back of the plexi. All right, and so by printing it on the back, you can see the printing is on the back, and then you've got a 1/4 inch of plexi, and it's a clear top, so it reflects the light. Not ideal for filming. It's cool nonetheless. This is the way they look on a lot on TNG, but we. Let me take this one. Which was this? Oh, this is another. Here's another beautiful. Look at this bridge panel.
Now those ones were doing 100, right?
Yeah, I think these are 200 each. Each of these panels is 200. Plus, you get some other free swag when you buy one. Let us know if this is, I'm just looking back and see what you guys are saying. Oh man, we got Michael. Michael, stop giving us $50 super chats and send it via PayPal. We'll get more money out of it, and then we'll take care of you. Okay. Let's see. I gotta see hey guys, I gotta run my grandbaby's 3rd birthday today. Hey, Michael, congratulations. We'll talk about a higher Patreon level. So that's $100 tonight from Michael Weir. He's freaking amazing. Okay, so that's the second. We're gonna have photos of each one of these panels and descriptions of them. And those photos, and then you'll see here's another one. Now this was a test. Now this one,
slightly discounted.
This one we printed. Yeah, I think we'll be able to fix that by just painting that out.
Okay.
But this one is we rejected this one, even though it's a great one because it was translucent plexi, so it's not clear plexi. This was translucent. We're like, okay, let's still print it on the back. But let's make it translucent, and it just came out too milky. It wouldn't show up well. You would not be happy. Let's see. That's the same. How about one of these? And then, all right. Then, and then these are the same. These are the ones printed. Another one printed on the back, right? So when you put this down, you're going to want to mount it and not have any lights reflecting directly on it. That's the way it's going to show up best. So we got those very, and listen, these are pretty cool. Yes, we'd love to make an Axanar an ongoing series. Yes, we would. And then another great panel. So we'll have photos of all these. We'll get them up. We'll describe them. And if you guys can donate for them, here's the last of the translucent ones. Right? Again, pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And I want you to put that up too.
No, that's going in the auction. Okay. That's going in the auction. And then a small one as well. The small one's $100. Okay. So if you buy these, you get. We'll throw in a bunch of other swag with that as well. Michael, I certainly will. It's just gonna. Let me get all the photos up, and Michael, you will get first choice of whichever panel you want, and then we'll put the rest up for auction. So, what else do we have going on, gentlemen? Yeah, listen. If you're in the area, you're always welcome to come. Let us know you're in the area. We'll give you a tour of the bridge. Right? Let me. All right, we're gonna say goodbye to the caramel there. Get back to that. So Michael says, how is the lighting done with these? From behind the Plex? Yes, from behind. Best, easiest thing, put a series of LED lights. You can get strip LED lighting from Amazon for like $30 for a shitload of it. That's a great way to do it. I'm going to recommend you make a light box for these. That's probably the best bet. All right, what else we got here? Let me read back here because we weren't paying attention for a little while as we were unpacking. Yes. All right. Yeah, I think the light box is the best way to go. Just backlight it with some LEDs. That's probably the best. So, hey, listen, tonight's kind of freeform, so I kind of want you guys to ask questions. I am going to show. Someone asked me about the origins. We were talking about the origins. Dave G. Sound. I will donate for nothing. What you do is enough. Thank you, Dave G. Sound. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Silver Bullet says, hey, Alec, did you ever read about the Mirror Henry Starling? I found what he did to mirror technology awesome. He died and the mirror universe went into the Dark Ages. Really? No, I don't. Is this from a book? Is that what that's for? Michael S. Carter wants some of the Plexis. Thank you. Any news about production? Met with Paul again. We went over the script. Paul has changed the ending to the script. It's pretty minor. But I say it's minor because it definitely changes. It's basically still Garth has the last line, but he changes it. And it was for a very good reason. And we're going to, so my ending was a little neutral and his is very, very positive. Very positive, and it's really it really nails what Star Trek's all about. So that's been going on, and he's been working with the storyboard artist, I think. The big thing is, remember, we're all volunteers, and so it fits into our schedule sometimes, and sometimes things aren't as fast as we'd like them to be. I believe me, when we're done, we've got a great Star Trek project after this. It's not a fan film, and it is totally awesome, and you'll love it. Mirror Universe Axanar would be awesome. Catslave 56 says, if the insane Garth went over to the Star Wars series, he could be Darth Garth. Yes, he could. Garth Vader. Thank you. Val, I think I said hi to you tonight. Want to say, make sure I call you out. Anyone who's a Dementia level patron or any Patreon patron, thank you so much. We really appreciate your donations to Axanar. Silver Bullet says, how can we be part of that future project? Stay tuned. Always send me, if you're interested in ever being crew or volunteer, send me an email with what you can contribute. Ooh, excuse me. We need software engineers who do PHP. That's a big thing. Because we're getting bogged down in Ares Digital 3.0 because Jerry is so busy. He made some big progress this past weekend, but we're still we're looking for a PHP coder. When is the next Axanar Volunteer Weekend? It might be in 2 weeks. We'll let you know. It always has to be a weekend and I'm off. And with my coaching, I'm only off every other weekend. There's also another project coming. Another Protworks is going to have another Star Trek auction, which we'll be announcing and talking to you about. Yes, I will. Sam, we will be talking about our... we will certainly be talking about any other projects we do. So someone was asking me about when Garth... because next year represents the 10th anniversary of me as Garth and Axanar and everything that... This is spawned. So someone asked about it, and I'm going to share with you now the first footage of me playing Garth and Garth in Star Trek, other than this is from Star Trek New Voyages, so it's other than Whom Gods Destroy. So here we go. I hope it's oh. Oh, is it not working?
Kirk's kid.
No, there's no sound coming from that. I don't. Did anyone hear sound from that? I don't think so. So let me. Oh, we do. All right, I'm gonna. My bad then, guys. Let me start that over again.
Kirk's kid, huh?
The one and only.
Gotta admit, the kid's got potential.
Garth, you're crazy.
You laughed again, Jimmy boy. It's a bad habit you're getting into.
I thought I had it beat this time.
You're worried about losing a test when you just killed your best friend? What about your old buddy, Gary? Remember me? Your roommate? Hello?
Sir.
Open it up. It's about choices, Mr. Kirk. It's a test of character. Lights. Trainees to the briefing room. Not you, Kirk. The Kobayashi Maru isn't about winning. It's about revealing your character through the choices you make. And you, Mr. Kirk, make dangerous choices.
Sir,
we'll talk about that later. There's been an accident. It's your father.
So that is that's from Star Trek New Voyages. In 2010 we filmed that, and it was with a brilliant young actor named Matthew Ewald, and David Gerald was, I think David Gerald was, I'm trying to think if he was directing it or if he had written it. I've got to remember what and there's my other dog is running around the house. Pee-wee. Sorry. We have so many dogs in the house. Pee-wee wants my little chihuahua here. Here he comes. He was upstairs sleeping and he's made his way downstairs. I guess he thinks there's goodies to be had here. He's escaped. This house is going to the dogs. So David Gerald wrote Origins, I believe, and I'm trying to think if he was directing it, and I don't think he was. But then again, I don't remember who was directing it. But yeah, Matthew Ewald was great, and of course, since Kirk had black hair in Star Trek New Voyages, James Cawley had black hair. It made sense that Matthew Ewald would have black hair, even though that wasn't his natural hair color. He dyed it just for the role. So yeah, what are the uniforms of? They all have the black neck, which didn't come later. Yeah, that was James' costuming choice. So that's kind of what we did. who was the actor playing Finnegan? It was a friend of Vic Mignogna's. I don't remember his name. Super nice guy, a pilot, if I remember correctly. So just someone who came out and played Finnegan, but he did an amazing job. Of course, this will never be shown because this is one of the 3 unfinished Star Trek New Voyages episodes. Which listen, you can say all you want about Vic Mignogna, who, and many of you know I'm not a fan of his, especially because of his sexual harassment of women. But he got his films done. And James had 3 films that were never done. And I think that's really a shame because a lot of people put a lot of hard work into them. And for them not to be finished is really insulting to them, and it's a discredit to them. And I've got a real problem with that. Especially Richard Hatch's last role was in a Star Trek fan film. It actually was in his last role was in Blade of Honor, but one of his last roles was in Star Trek New Voyages in the episode, the name of which escapes me, but my good friend Mark Edward Lewis directed it, and we still haven't seen it because James doesn't want to release it, which is stupid and it's insulting, and it's especially to Richard Hatch. Richard Hatch's work is meant to be shared with the world, and to not release it because you're whatever the hell your problem is, that pisses me off, and I'm not a fan of that kind of behavior. So get the freaking episodes out. That's what I have to say. Whoops, let me go here to chat again and get so much good chatting to do. Dave G Sound, one of our regulars, another super chat, $5. A decade, you really have potential. Hello, you do really rock the story arc. Well, very well. Thank you. I'm guessing that Jim doesn't make out with a programmer in this version. Yeah, I mean, who knows? This takes place. So, Origins takes place when Kirk's a cadet. So it is technically before where No Man Has Gone Before. So everyone really should have a cage tunic. Why he gave me the black one, I don't know. But that's the way he filmed it. So we'll live with it. I still have that tunic, by the way. Alec, how were you approached to play the part? That's the question from Michael S. Carter. Michael, James and I were talking in 2010 about restoring a captain's chair that we had for auction, and from Star Trek. And I mentioned to him that I had that costume, that I had Garth's costume, and we started talking about Garth, and he was doing Origins at the time, this episode that you see the clip of, and he said, geez, we should write Garth into the script. That's the time he'd be around. And I go, yeah, you should. And he said, well, why don't you come play him? And that's what started it. So, as much as, listen, I'll be honest with you, James and I have had our ups and downs. We were friends, we've been friends. He's pissed me off. I've pissed him off. There's been bullshit between us. There's not. We got back together again. When we got sued, I'm sorry, James became an asshole to me. No two ways about it. We had just shot 2 months earlier. We had just shot Heroes on his sets, and all his crew came out, and we took really good care of people and had a great time. And 2 months later, he's being a total jerk to me because we got sued. Well, I'm sorry we got sued, dude. It didn't affect him. He turned his sets into a for-profit museum. So I think he made, I don't know what he's bitching about. So anyway, yeah, so that's how it started. It's a shame that, things turned out the way they did on many levels. Justver says, I know Deep Space Nine is your favorite Star Trek, and is mine too. I love it for so many reasons. It would be great if sometime you could please tell us why in detail. It is yours. Wow. I love Cisco's my favorite captain outside of Garth. Cisco's my favorite captain who's had a series, shall we say. I love the characters. I didn't like most of the characters at the beginning of Deep Space Nine. I didn't like Bashir. I didn't like O'Brien. I didn't like Kira. I didn't like Odo. Ugh. And they became brilliantly written and wonderfully evolved. And the war was amazing. And Garak is my favorite character in all of Star Trek, period. Read the book. Read Andrew Robinson's book, A Stitch in Time. It's well worth it to get the background on Garak. I love Garak. He's amazing. So there you go. That's what I love about Deep Space Nine. I hope that's enough. Silver Bullet, hey, sorry about being a costume continuity monster. Nope, I am too. So that's all good. Trey says Axanar does an amazing job bridging Enterprise to TOS. Thank you. What else we got here, guys? Whoops. Mickey Mouse attitudes and arrogance along with stupidity ruin many a fine production. Just saying. Sean, you're right. Sean Thornton said that. He's right because mostly they're non-professionals. And listen, that's not throwing fan film people under the bus. There's a lot of really great fan film people. Randy Landers does Potemkin, and Vance Major Owen, who does all of the Menard series. I could go on. There's lots of great people in fan films. But, honestly, the lack of professionalism sometimes is what dooms it. It's what's charming about it, but, what dooms it. I've had problems I never had problems with the professionals on my team. It's the non-professionals or the wannabe professionals. Dave G. Sat says, just drop the F-bomb, Alec. I don't just drop it for the sake of doing it. I'm usually wrapped up in something. So, let's see what else we got. Yeah, the fan riff says, I hate how Star Trek is the only franchise you can't make proper fan films of. They were always the best ones. Agreed. Star Wars has picked up that mantle now. Let's see. I hate Star Trek Deep Space Nine myself, Silver Bullet saying, mostly because of one man, Irish State Bear, and the choices he made to hurt Gene's. Silver Bullet, I think you're being harsh. Which you're welcome to do. But I think you're being harsh. When I'm trying to Oscar Fowler says Alec needs to have a talk with Alex Kurtzman so he can start putting his influence on CBS Star Trek. Thank you very much. That'll never happen. Look, Alex Kurtzman is running with Star Trek. I support him. Despite fumbles and missteps, I still support Star Trek Discovery. I'm not a hater. I think a lot of people online, a lot of YouTubers churn up the hate against Discovery because hate sells, all right? Which is sorry to say, but if you can be obnoxious and talk shit about a program, you get more YouTube views. That's not who I am, guys. I'm going to call it like I see it, right? And the Star Trek Discovery Season 1 had problems. Season 2 is not so bad. There's some good stuff in Season 2. I really like it. Michael S. Carter, $20 super chat. Thank you, sir. I'll give you a yawn for that super chat. Thank you so much. You find out who your true friends are when the heat gets turned up. We respect your continued work that you do. As Eccleston Angel says, all hail to you. Thank you, brother. Michael, thank you very much. Much obliged. Listen, my mom always said, everyone's your friend when things are going well. And it's when things aren't going well that you learn. And that's what we've learned. That's what I've learned. I talk about professionals. Haven't had a problem with any professionals. As a matter of fact, I've had professionals leave the production. 2 professionals left the production because they couldn't be associated with the production when it was being sued, right? And that was totally cool. I got it. They were upfront with me. They said, Alec, while you're being sued, we have to take our name off the production. I was totally cool with that. That was fine. The problem is the hacks who are who have some talent but can't seem to put it and do the things that they were paid to do. And I've said it before. I mean, you know, I don't have the tolerance for that shit. And I'm here working on this project 6 years later, 5 years later, 2014 to 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. This is the 5th year. Okay. That doesn't include all the years before. I mean, I was working on it 2010, 11, 12, 13, right? So I'm still here. I'm still working. I put all my money into this production. I don't see those other guys who've left and start bitching about me putting any money in it. They stole money from the producer. They stole money from donors, right? And then they want to bitch about it. Well, that's not classy and that's not very Hollywood. And there's a reason when you look at those two people, guys know who I'm talking about, and you look at their IMDb's, there's nothing in the past 5 years. Since they left Axanar, they haven't done anything. Well, if they couldn't do the work they were paid for Axanar, what makes you think they do work for anyone else? So I think that speaks for itself. I'm here to do work and do something I love and do a passion project. And I have you people pushing me on, and I love it. I love the expectations. Believe me, this is going to get done. It may not get done this year. It may be next year, but it's going to get done. We're working on it. Paul Jenkins isn't going to let me quit. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate your support. Toxicity sells. You don't hear me talking shit about a lot of things. If I don't like it, all right, I don't like it. I'll tell you I don't like it. But there's not that much stuff that's so bad I have to go ballistic about it. And someone made a comment about this on the Nerdcasters, saying that, again, the old tired line, oh, well, Alex, and Axanar are responsible for fan films being banned. Well, fan films haven't been banned. As a matter of fact, there's more fan films now than there were ever before. In a way, CBS made it easier for people to, as much as I hate the guidelines, I think they're bullshit. I think they're, corporatist, excess at its worst. It's a slap in the face to fans. There was a reasonable way to do it, and they didn't know how to do it, and they didn't want to do it. It's just like CBS didn't want to give us guidelines for years. I've been asking for guidelines since 2011, maybe 12. I met with Liz Kolodner. I think 2010 or 11 was my first meeting with Liz, head of CBS licensing. I met her and her assistant at Paramount Studios on the lot. We had lunch on the lot. And I've been asking them for years, guidelines, give us guidelines. And they gave me some, they were like, no, we can't do guidelines. It's too difficult. And Brian Burke, who was not Brian Burke, Bill Burke, who's the head of CBS Consumer Products. I talked to him about it. And he said, look, it would literally take the CEOs of CBS and the CEO Paramount sitting down in a room together, doing nothing but talking about fan films in order to get guidelines. Well, that turned out to be bullshit, right? Sorry, guys. It wasn't that CBS was unable to give us guidelines. It's that they were unwilling to give us guidelines. And then there's the arms race, as John Van Sitters talked about it, where they continued to not give us guidelines. And the situation got so bad that they sued Axanar, because they had to sue you don't sue the second guy, you sue the first guy, right? You sue the first guy and make everyone else scared. That's what they did. So that's why they sued. And then they came out with the guidelines. And the guidelines, look at the guidelines. Jonathan Lane of Fan Film Factor, he's written about this. And he said the guidelines weren't about Axanar. The guidelines were about everyone else. If anyone, they were about Renegades and Star Trek Continues, who are coming out with serialized 2-hour-long movies on a regular basis. So they were suing us. They didn't need to come out to guidelines with us. And, they said everyone was stepping over the line. When they say everyone, they mean Star Trek New Voyages, Star Trek Continues, us, and Renegades. We were all raising too much money and using actors from Star Trek and what have you. Let's see what else. Why did Star Trek New Voyages make me captain of the Excalibur? I don't know. It was literally like the patch they had available, right? That's that's basically it. Professor Fez. I hope that's Fez from Star Trek New Voyages. Maybe not, but he was a great guy who worked on Star Trek New Voyages. Car Galaxy Studios. Hey, Alec, great to see Axanar progressing. Can't wait. Thank you, sir. I assume it's sir. Let's see what else we got. Thank you. Silver Bullet says we love you. Thank you so much. Trey says Alec is here to make Axanar and chew bubblegum, and he's all out of bubblegum. Thank you, sir. That's great. Yes, I am. Eccleston Angel says, Alec, you have my complete loyalty. Thank you. Oh, you know a good hitman? Send me his number. Have I ever considered trying to do my own sci-fi universe? No, yes, absolutely. I don't want to do any more fan films. This is the last fan film we do. And then we're on to our own projects, which you guys will love. I got 2 great projects. I can't wait to get off the ground. So I'd love to work with the star who played Ichib. Yeah, I know him. I know him. We've chatted many times. His name escapes me. Remind me. Anyway, good guy. All right. Listen, boy, you guys are on fire. Okay. Cat's Life says, I heard somebody say that CBS chose to sue you because Prelude to Axanar was too good. Actually, it wasn't Prelude to Axanar. It was the Vulcan scene that they sued us over. They literally said in depositions, John Van Sutter said that Prelude to Axanar they could live with, but they couldn't live with the Vulcan scene. No, Car Galaxy, the guidelines were not put in place specifically to target Axanar. They were already suing us. They didn't need guidelines for us. The guidelines are about length, repetition, serialization. It's all about it was all about the other Star Trek shows. And the fact that we all were raising a lot of money. We're all using Star Trek actors. This is why they came out with guidelines for across the board. It really wasn't about Axanar. Oops, losing you there. Oh yeah, you want right. And listen, there's one of the rules in Hollywood is when you leave a production, you don't talk bad about the production. That's a mark of a professional. Okay, everyone knows that. When you leave a production, you don't talk ill of that production. Yet a couple guys who left this production keep talking shit about it, and they want and they have nothing to show for their career in the last few years. Are those people professionals? I think that speaks for itself. Yes, there is someone making a fan film off the scene with the Triton. Yeah, if you got, hey, guys, if you can help Stogie with his computer, you can throw him $5-10. That would be great. Just go to his GoFundMe. That would be awesome. Any thoughts on the future of writing for the Star Trek IP in terms of Paramount canon versus CBS and hopes for future writers of the franchise? Look, I don't know. That's not my area of expertise, so I really can't tell you, and I don't know about anything about the franchise. I want the franchise to succeed. I want it to continue to be strong. I want it to get better. I want it to please fans and not piss them off. What else? Yeah, so there you go. Listen, we're going to wrap this up because I don't want to just keep yabbering at you guys. You guys are awesome, and I think I've kind of said everything there is to say. So thank you so much. please go to our Patreon campaign. Please be a member. Listen, we're giving unique stuff out to the patrons all the time. And here's some things that they saw before any of you saw this. You had to be a patron. These are the graphics that are going to be on the bridge, right? We're sharing this, and that's one of the Master System display type graphics. Yeah, so come to the Patreon, join the fun. We have a special group on Facebook. We post on the Patreon all the time, unique stuff, and we would really appreciate it. Hey, Mundo Gamer from Brazil, live long and prosper. Okay, we appreciate you coming from Brazil. And if there's anything else you guys ever want to talk about, just send me an email, message me on Facebook. But let's go. I will pet the puppy for you, Cat Slave. Yeah, and so for Patreon campaign, the Ares Studio and the USS Ares construction team patch came out. So those are being shipped. You should have them this week. We will give Caramel kisses, Val, and I'm going to go get some sleep. So thank you all. As always, I love chatting with you. I love being here for you, and we will plan on seeing you next week. This Friday is Real Trek. I'm not sure we're going to have Real Trek this Friday because I think I'm going to be up in Asheville. So let's see how my internet is, but we'll try and let you know, and we might change the date of it, okay? But thank you so much, and keep on trekking, guys. Cheers.